Hey, what's up guys, it's Maddie. I have accumulated a good amount of books recently, and so I figured I would give you a book haul because I really haven't done any book hauls on this channel before. For Christmas, my mom gave me a tablet, and I primarily use this as a nook and to watch Netflix because that's how I watch Sherlock. If you haven't watched Sherlock yet, I don't know where you've been. It is a phenomenal show with Benedict Cumberbatch, and he's beautiful and British. The first book I got on my tablet was Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. I am actually about 200 pages into this, and I am really enjoying it. It is about this girl Aria and this boy Perry. Aria lives in these pods underground, and one day she gets thrown out of these pods into the aether-ridden landscape up above. I kind of imagined it as liquid electricity, so it's not very good. She gets thrown into this world full of aether and people she has no idea who they are, and Perry discovers her, and he lived on the outside his entire life. Next I have Destroy Me by Taheda Mafi. This is an e-novella that is centered between Shatter Me and Unravel Me. If you haven't read this and you're reading the Shatter Me series, I would really recommend reading this between Shatter Me and Unravel Me because it gives you a wonderful insight into Warner's mind, and it completely changed my perspective of him. I did not like him in Shatter Me, but I ended up really liking him on Unravel Me. If you don't know what Shatter Me or Unravel Me are about, I will link my Shatter Me and Unravel Me book discussions down below. I have a non-spoilery section where I just discuss what the book is about before I go into the spoilers. The next book I am super excited about because Jessie the Reader is actually hosting a read-along in March for this book, and you may be able to guess. The Archived by Victoria Schwab. He has been raving about this book all over BookTube and all over the internet. I don't know much about this book, but I know that it's about a girl who I believe is a keeper, and she basically works at a library for dead people where they keep histories on dead people. It sounds like it would be a really interesting read. The next book I have is Starters by Lissa Price. I actually read this book a while ago when it first came out, and then I heard that Enders was going to come out very soon, and that is the ending to this duology. I figured I should buy this again to read it again before I read the second book, something called The Spore Wars, which killed off most of the population except for the Starters and the Enders, and I think the Starters were from anything from 22 below, and Enders are 70 and above or 60 and above. Basically, the main character in this is very poor, and so she goes to a place called a body bank where she decides to rent out her body to Enders, and basically they put a chip in her brain and a chip in the Ender's brain, and the Ender can go inside her mind and use her body as a young body, and then there's this whole conspiracy that happens, and it's really interesting. The next book I have actually doesn't have the same cover as the paperback for some reason. It's just this, Cinder by Marissa Meyer. Cinder is a retelling of Cinderella, and it seems so interesting. I read the sample for this and I could not wait to buy it. Cinder is half robot, making her a cyborg, and I believe society discriminates against cyborgs, and she has an evil stepmother, obviously, and she falls for Prince Kai, who is the Prince of New Beijing. This is the first book in the Lunar Chronicles series, followed by Scarlet and Cress, and I believe Winter is going to come out next year, and they're all centered around different fairy tales, which sounds so interesting. I have never read a retelling before, and this sounds great. The last book on my tablet I actually did not buy, but I was sent it for a review, Figure of Eight by Jack Brennan. He is over at Jack Eats Books. I believe it's about a police officer who solves mysteries in either Ireland or England. I'm assuming it's Ireland because he lives in Ireland. If you watched my Dark Days tour vlog, you will know what the next book is, but if not, Ignite Me by Taheda Mafi was signed by Taheda Mafi, and this is the third book in the Shatter Me series by Taheda Mafi. I'm hoping it wraps it up good. I've heard a lot of really great things about the ending to this. Whitney from Witty Novels raved about it. She actually posted a vlog of herself reading the ending of it, and I think that's hilarious and just like her because she loves this series. I'm really hoping I like this as well. He was licking my tripod, and so I couldn't not show you him. Say hello, Georgie. Oh, do. The final book I have is Fallen by Lauren Kate. I really don't know anything about this book except for that it is set at a boarding school, so I specifically got this because I knew it was being made into a movie, and I have this thing where I can't watch the movie before I read the book, and so I read the book always. If you've read any of these books, tell me your opinions on them down below in the comments because I would love to know. I would love to know if y'all have liked these books or what I should think about them, and if they will cause me emotional turmoil like some books do. I'm Maddie, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time, bye!